in 2022, by that point, we had transformed our practice. It was fully digital. We'd built a team that was in place that I was super happy with and super confident in their abilities. I became pregnant at the start of 2022, told my team, and from then until November, when I gave birth, we lost our entire team. No, we were left with two. Two of our team from 25 resigned for whatever reason. I was like, thanks, guys. So just when, I'm at my most difficult period, I guess, but what are you going to do? We had thousands of clients to service. So my only option was to start offshoring, because we all know how difficult it is to find staff here. And I wasn't able to even kind of recruit somebody in reception as a receptionist role for 4 months until I gave up, to be honest. So in order to keep going, I had to go to offshoring. And that's what forced me to start that kind of process. So in deciding what we wanted to offshore, it was everything.
In terms of what you want to offshore, I like to think of it's a bit of a push downwards. You really want to create, I often say you've got the right team, you've got the right numbers, locally or whatever. We just want them doing more. We want to sort of create capacity. So it's pushing down to a more transactional level. And we're, typically compliance work, VAT returns, company's office, all that sort of stuff, still of a technical level that you need, but that middle level of accountant, you can really get more out of. So typically, also don't forget admin, administration side of it, and you can get into that's also your VAs and marketing side, even in accounting firms. We forget about that so much.
For us, it's really important to distinguish between the fact of kind of what offshoring and outsourcing is, right? Offshoring, they are our team. So we treat them exactly as our team who are here in the UK. So that means having regular meetings, it means training, it means allowing them to speak to our clients, build up that relationship. So for us, we took it as that. There is no difference. So carry on with everything that you would do with your team here. Now, we are lucky with our systems. We've got everything online, so we're able to monitor them exactly the same as they were here. But even some of the team that we had here kind of pre-COVID, they wanted to move back home and work from there, and they asked, can we do that? And we were like, absolutely. I mean, our operations manager is in China. So what's the difference? Previously, she used to work for us in the office. Now she's working there, managing our business for us from there, and the rest of the team are all over, whether they are in our office, in another country, at home. It makes no difference. But I think the most important tool for us was our practice management tool, to make sure that we know what is going on in our business, at what stage are the jobs. So if there is anything that I need to be aware of, I've got my own dashboard that shows, okay, this is what I need to focus on. And that's where I will either speak to the team. Sometimes, most of the time, it's not usually the team, it's the client who hasn't responded. But with that, I can contact the client because I can see a full history of what's happened. They will send everything straight away, and the team member doesn't even know that I've got involved, because that practice management gives us that all-seeing element, so we can manage the business essentially from anywhere.
One of the key pillars to do this is to have good systems and process and software. You won't get it; it'll be a real struggle otherwise if you don't. So having a good workflow system and looking at it, you have to still get an ROI off it, but give them time. Don't look at it too closely the first couple of months, because it won't look too good, but give it time and it will work out. The other key thing too, I always say, is a good communication and good point of contact. So in terms of just good videos, make sure you get involved in your meetings, on your weekly huddles and everything. They've got to be part of it. Don't sort of go, no, you can't go in there. You've got to treat them exactly like a service. Not like a service, exactly like a team member. Nothing is that urgent, and you tend to extend your day because you've got them working at different time zones, which can be really handy. Yeah. You might have an urgent, you do a drafting job or something, and you need it drafted that day. They're working on it at night time or a different time. You go back to work next day and it's all done and ready to see the client. So not an issue at all. And nowadays people are always working at different time zones.
You've got to give them at least 3 months time to find their feet. make sure you train them to give them the opportunity to succeed, and make sure they have a mentor to help them, and someone that, if they need help, we're all available. So it's constant, exactly the same basically as you would here, but constant training I think is key.
We onboard a lot of grads, and so we love our grads. There's a lot of reasons for that, but so our training that we do, literally you're holding the hand with the client right at the start for the onboarding. So they're basically helping them through it. And even at the end of it, to actually making sure that they've got a playbook, just a complete playbook on compliance, making sure that they've got good work papers. So it's initiating that sort of stuff at the start. It's like, don't give anyone new too tougher files at the start. Don't throw them your consolidation of sort of 20 companies right at the start. You've got to ease them into it. They've got to get used to if you're getting someone who's used to certain systems, they will struggle a bit, just like a local accountant at the start to get up and going. So it's about giving them time, and again, having a point of contact, having a sort of some firms, some of our better firms sort of we might run our grad program, and then they'll spend a month just training them, doing their own onboarding, and then they might sort of allocate them out to accountants. There's always different ways, but it's kind of just what feels good, and nothing too different from what you do for your own local people.
I think it's important for the team that are onshore to understand that you are all one team, because this was one of the issues when I kind of approached the idea with my team at the time. We're going to start offshoring to alleviate some of the work that you've got so you can get more involved in advisory and things like that. That just scared them. It really scared them. And I think if I was to go back again, I would include them in all the meetings we had with the offshoring partners to explain what exactly are they going to do, and how is it going to affect their work here, and how are they going to start passing work to the team offshore, because they have a tendency to hold on to everything, because if I let go of everything, then I'm no longer needed. But it's making sure that they understand, well, actually what I want is your experience. I want you to use what you have learned over the years to create better relationships with clients, upsell with those clients, make sure that they find it very difficult to go elsewhere, because they're not going to get the kind of service they do with us. Because we generally try to call our clients every 6 months, say, just to say, hey, how are you? And within that, we get a list of things that we can do for them. But if you don't have the time to do that, you're never going to get to the point where you can give them the better service. So then it's much more difficult for them to look and move elsewhere. So it's trying to ensure that they understand we are one team, but they're there to help you.
Every firm's got their, and I just about qualified myself like that, and Mark Jenkins is about the same age as me. He's about the same. We're sort of like nearly boomers, not quite. So every firm's got a few boomers in their team, right? And they're the ones that are going to be resistant to come on board. One of the things we did in our accounting firm at the start to stop that a bit is just take them away from workflow. Get accountants out of bloody workflow and have a CSA or someone run it. But Sam, our guy, it took a while to get him up and going, exactly like you did. And in the end, you just got to keep pushing. And then, and of course, if it's too bad, they're not the right person on the bus, of course. But we didn't want to go down that track. But in the end of it, after not that long, Sam might have to draft the odd job, and before we sold our accounting firm, Sam would get one of his team in the Philippines to review it. So it was a complete turnaround, which I think was quite ironic. But just quickly on other things, when you got a new employee starting, some firms will send flowers or will send some merch over, nice wee things like that. At the start of jobs, they might do a video to just a bit instead of because Filipino, and especially Filipino, and anyone really likes to be able to go back and get it. So notes on the job and simple stuff like that is quite valuable for making sure the process goes faster.
And I guess welcoming to the team, right? Having quick team meetings.
Yeah.
Say, hey, welcome,
exactly.
Introduce ourselves, let us know what their strengths are, who they're going to be working with, get an idea of the ethos and how we work together.
Yeah.
Get them into those early meetings straight away. Don't sort of hold it back.
No, they need to be there. If they're part of the team, they have to be in the meetings.
Number one, if your BPO or your the company you're working with does their job, You do your job, you give them good work, provide them good feedback, bring them into your team, keep them in the meetings. Keep providing them with ongoing training. You'll do the best to keep them. You keep up with market salaries. You go that extra level. I always say within at least the first 18, well, first you build a team. You don't just dip your toes and sort of have one. Try and build a team, and then any churn, if it does happen, is a lot easier. But also the growth side is so much easier as well. And build your team. You don't have to build your team with the more experienced team. As you get a team, you can bring in grads and bring in sort of less experienced people, and they can grow. And they can grow with your team. Some firms some firms will go over and visit their team. You may have popped over. I think it's probably the first step. The second step is you can then get them to come over and visit your team. And quite often a lot of people will do that instead of going over themselves. And that's so powerful to be able to do that, and that just strengthens it. And you can then align that with their progression, on how they're going. And look, if you get, we've got staff there that have been with over 8 years. Like our firm's only been going 7 or 8 years. No, probably 9 years. So if you've got someone who's working for you, got 9 years, it's pretty awesome what work they're sort of pushing out. There's a raft of things you can do, and I'm sure you'll have some that you do as well.
Yeah, I mean, with our team, I say to them that I expect them to want to move on, right? The sky's the limit. As in move on, move up the hierarchy. I give them that opportunity. They know that it's available. If they have the ability to, we will give them all the training they need to work their way up. We've got people there that are heads of departments, because they deserve it. They've done a great job. Then why am I not going to allow them to have that role? They've got such good skills. They're able to review other people's work. They can manage a team. They're great with client communication, and they should be rewarded for that. And it's making sure we let them know that this is a place where we will give you that opportunity. I think that has helped massively. We are going to hopefully go over this year to go see them as well. But yeah, just ensuring that they are part of the team. They also have the ability to, if they think there's a better way of doing something, they can suggest things. They can say kind of, I think we should do this better because it will save us time. It'll mean we're more profitable. It's giving them that openness and being comfortable to suggest how we can improve. Again, because we are essentially one team. It's not us and them.
Yeah, totally. And sometimes it's the we thinks. It doesn't mean to be, oh look, you're gonna get a big wage increase. Sometimes it's just the we things, like whatever you do, if you've got a monthly budget, you may budget for the month, and you have a cup of coffee or a bonus. You do the same for your offshore team. Like even they love sort of coffees and that sort of stuff. You have a coffee meeting or a stand-up meeting, go downstairs and get a coffee and stuff like this. It costs nothing. Those little things are real cool as well. I think even more so in, say, the UK and New Zealand, but they really become buddies. They really, next minute I've been away the weekend with Juvie. We've spent the weekend together. They get in their working environment. They do become buddies really quickly, which is cool.
Yeah, our team are all in one office, so they all sit next to each other, which is great. It's just an extension of us, basically, in a different office.
It's really enlightening to see that. It's kind of a mixed bag when you talk about offshoring, and I think what it really comes down to is onboarding a team and growing that team. It's often one of the biggest challenges of any firm or any business, properly onboarding someone, providing that ongoing opportunity to grow within the firm and to keep that culture strong.